पब्लिक नहीं है ना, तो फिर वो लोग वैसा एक्सेस नहीं देते। यूजुअली मैनेजर उन लोग के पास ही रहता है, और अगर कोई टेंडर स्पेसिफिक काम रहेगा तो ही मिलता है। और मुझे हार्डली एक छोटी सी लिस्ट, छोटा सा स्लिप मिला था जिसमें सिर्फ रेवेन्यू था, तो उसमें शायद उनको थोड़ा वो ऑड लगा। और आई थिंक जी में अच्छा तो ठीक टॉपिक था। आई मीन देयर वर स्टूडेंट्स सिटिंग इन अ क्लासरूम मास्क पहने हुए, एंड तुम्हें बस वो स्टोरी लाइन डेवलप करनी थी कि क्या पॉसिबल सिनारियो हो सकता है। कुछ बच्चों ने मास्क नहीं पहना था और कुछ बच्चे बुक्स में देख रहे थे, तो वो एक था। वैट अभी हुआ नहीं है, वैट संडे को है। एंड ऐसा ऑड क्वेश्चन तो नहीं लगा, बट वो ऐसे ये नहीं लगे लाइक ऐसे वेलकमिंग नहीं लगे, बहुत ऐसे स्टिफ, और
वो
मतलब
तो
निपटाना था तो निपटा लो वैसा वाइब आया।
ये भी हो
तो
सकता है। तो इसका रिजल्ट कब आना है अभी बैट होने के बाद?
15 तारीख को मार्च की,
ओके।
मतलब टेंटेटिव डेट है पहली मेरिट लिस्ट की। 4-5 मेरिट लिस्ट आती है, बट वो दूसरी तीसरी तभी आएंगी जब फर्स्ट मेरिट और लिस्ट में किसी ने अपनी सीट ना ली हो और सीट छोड़ दी हो, तो ये आपको मिलेगा। तो इस पहली मेरिट लिस्ट निकलेगी।
Okay, chalo. So let's start the interview. So the first question would be, describe us about CFA.
So CFA is like this core course in finance. The full form is Chartered Financial Analyst, and they are proctored by the US Institute. You have 3 levels: level 1, 2, and 3. And as you clear one, you proceed to the other levels. You also need 4 years of work ex to be able to get your charter. Subjects may you have in the first level is very theoretical and very little practical. As you proceed, it tries to test your practical knowledge. So for every subject, you will be given case studies in your exam, and you're supposed to describe those case studies. For level 3, you have to write essays as well on those particular topic, but it has to be, they'll give you a practical scenario and you're supposed to talk about that. CFA gives you a very brief idea on finance. I think one drawback will be is that you don't get to interact with a teacher or someone from the institute to give you an idea about what exactly you are going to have to go through. It's just student interaction. Thank you.
Okay, so can you differentiate the CFA and CA? Do
Sir,
you
I
find
think
both are almost in the same line?
so. No, they won't be in the same line. They might have some similarities, but I think CA is more heavy on accounts, management accounting, cost accounting, taxation, whereas in CFA it's a very small part. एक सब्जेक्ट है, आपको 10 सब्जेक्ट रहेंगे, उसमें सिर्फ एक सब्जेक्ट रहेगा, और उसमें भी आपका पूरा ही टैक्सेशन और अकाउंट्स पे बेस नहीं होगा। बहुत ही फ्यू ऐसे 2-3 chapters will be specifically dedicated to. And also I think the fact that CA, it's mandatory to work while you're giving your exams, whereas CFA doesn't mandate you to work. I mean, you can give all your 3 levels by just being at home and preparing for them, and then maybe trying to get 4 years of work ex. But CA, I think it's mandatory to work. And if I have to compare the difficulty levels, then I think CA will stand out in terms of difficulty level. Of course CFA is tough, but if you compare the pass rates, I still think CA will be a tougher option to crack.
So you have cleared the first exam of CFA.
Yes.
You still have to do the
Level
next 2.
2. Yes.
So will you be doing that level 2 and level 3 with your MBA program, or will you wait for that?
So as far as I've, based on my reading, what I've read on the SIBM and SHMRD websites, the curriculum is very similar to the CFA curriculum. And they in fact even have scholarships that encourage students to do their CFA level, whatever, level 1, level 2. So I think I will do it along, because today even I asked one of the students at the in the process that is it possible, and also he said it is very much possible, because the syllabus is in such a manner कि it will relate to your CFA subjects. And when I was going through the curriculum also, I realized that there are a lot of subjects that they're going to teach us which is very similar to the CFA curriculum. So I think it won't be very easy, but I think it is practicable to do it with your MBA.
Okay. There will be another question for you based on this particular question only. So many students or many of the actually the professionals who have been working in finance area, they have done just MBA and they are doing good. So what is the need of doing both of the certification? Like you want to do MBA also, you want to do CFA also. Don't you trust MBA as an program or as an uh, platform to make your careers? Or why do you need actually CFA along with MBA?
I think with 1 second, sir. Sorry, sir. So I think the thing with the CFA is that it's core finance. So from day one that you start out, you are going to be learning about the different domains that exist in finance. But what I think with an MBA is you're not just going to be doing an MBA in your first year. You're going to be doing, I think, as you said, it's going to be a holistic learning curve. You're going to be doing everything, and maybe in your last year, you're going to be doing something that is dedicated to finance. So I think CFA is just that base that will, give me a deeper understanding of the field. And I think MBA is going to be something that is not just going to teach me about finance, but about operations, marketing, to being a part of different committees, and the experience is going to be different. Obviously MBA will help me, but I think CFA will just add a little more value to my
So
resume.
with this rationale or with this logic, all the people who are doing MBA finance should do CFA along with their MBA. Do you suggest that?
No, I don't suggest that. I think it's a very personal choice and it's a personal opinion. uh, I think if you feel that you need that extra push or that extra booster to give you more clarity, then I think you should do your CFA. But if you think an MBA is enough in itself to take you places in your career, then you should stick to an MBA.
We have been reading your profile and you want to be investment banker and CFA is more about companies financial analysis and more on that. So do you think this goes this will help you in your career ahead as an investment banker?
CFA, yes, I think definitely will help. CFA jobs are more like equity research. I think they're more on the research side or something that works on the trading desk. But I think in investment banking, what I have learned from my superiors is that you need to have deeper understanding of the company. So I think your research and your base knowledge that I will get from maybe corporate finance and fixed income will somewhere help me in investment banking, because somewhere deep down you are doing those things in your uh, daily routine.
So in recent scenario, Nia, we have been seeing that companies with no profit, no substantial revenue, they are getting evaluated much more than what they are earning. So all the people who are investing in those company in different round of investment and the evaluation that they are getting just because of the customer traction or the capability of that product or service. So, as an investment banker, do you see that it matches with the actual finance that we learn, or what is your take on this?
So I think I won't be able to comment on this because I haven't really uh,
So, are
looked
you
at.
not following the recent news of startups like even this year, government or even everyone is expecting that more than 40-45 companies will come into unicorn.
Hmm.
Uh, what do you understand by unicorn? Do you know about what is unicorn?
I like on very basic terms, I think startups that reach their $1 billion valuation
Hmm.
get the unicorn
So
status.
that's what I was asking. They reach 1 billion evaluation
Hmm.
despite they don't have enough profit or enough revenue in their pocket.
Hmm.
So the evaluation that we are doing these days on the basis of their potential,
Hmm.
that doesn't matches with the books. So what's your take on that as an investment banker?
So I think if they are getting those kinds of valuation, then I think I think it could be right, because the companies maybe giving them that valuation will bring in that expertise in them. Maybe the product is good. Uh, it's just that they need someone to help them uh, get that product from good to better and generate revenue. So I think those valuations make sense if the person who's founded that idea, or who's conceived that idea, knows the path that he wants to go on. But I think he just needs an external push in the form of these.
So do you follow stock market?
No, no, I don't
No.
follow stock
So
market.
since you are trying to create your career or make your career in investment banking, don't you think that learning about stock market or following stock market should be your basic or underlying uh, necessity, or you should do it regularly?
Sir, I think I did try to do it in the middle. I think in the pandemic, but I didn't really understand some of the topics. Like for me, technical analysis and all didn't really register in my brain. But that could also be because I didn't have a proper tutor to help me through. And
So why do you think that to understand share market you need a tutor? There are websites, there are YouTube channels, there are many resources, free resources available there, or even books are there to make you understand what is the stock market, what are the index that the stock market has.
but I think it's still different, right? Someone who practices every day will be able to better give you a gist of the stock market compared to books, because again, books is something you have to try understanding what they're saying, and uh, that somehow was not very easy. But I think when you have someone who can guide you, or just like give you a brief idea about the process, I think that's much better according to me, because I tried reading books as well, but it didn't really help.
Okay, Pratap sir, if you want to ask something, you can come in between also. Your voice is not audible. Unmute yourself, please.
Nia, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Nia, I think you must have read some of the methods related to valuation of assets from your level 1 in a CFA. Can you tell a few of or whichever you think is asset valuation method?
So one is the dividend discount model, uh, which basically,
Okay, what is the asset valuation basically?
sir, I think asset valuation could be anything. You're trying to value the equity, or trying to value the debt.
Let's go for company evaluation.
Company evaluation.
Have you took any or read
Suppose
any
if
topic?
any of the businessmen in your nearby area, if he is interested in selling his retail outlet, how will you evaluate that? How valuation will be done? Any specific idea?
No, I'm not. I have no idea on this.
Okay, let's have a guess. The sir was asking, there is a retail shop someone is have. You can just consider whatever scale it has, and if you want to ask, if you will ask that evaluate the value of that retail shop, so how will you do that?
How will you do that?
Sir, I think one would be whether the place on which the shop is located is rented, or it belongs to the person who's wanting to sell it.
Okay, so that's the basically space value.
Hmm.
But still the shop is still there to evaluate.
So I think it will be based on your customers.
There are certain evaluation templates or certain evaluation methods must be there on the basis of that. We must have certain ground so that we can come on to the conclusion or decision that this must be the valuation I will be putting, or you will be putting to the owner while buying.
So no, I'm not done valuations.
Okay. So can you, Nia, tell me three important or three crucial qualities any manager must have?
Three.
Manager must have.
So I think one is he needs to be a team leader, not someone who I think needs to walk with the team. Second, I think he needs to understand the uh, uh, the people in the team and acknowledge their suggestions. And I think third one would be team player.
Okay. Yeah, only three qualities.
Hmm.
Try to
Fine.
from interpersonal to group dynamics, any from anywhere.
No, I'm not able to think.
So, Achal, please.
So okay, Neha, matlab we'll be ending this interview right now
Hmm.
because there is a lot to be discussed within the interview only.
Hmm.
तो सबसे पहले तो मतलब कैन यू रिकॉल व्हाट आई हैव आस्क्ड सिंस स्टार्ट, मतलब लाइक एक तो स्टॉक मार्केट तो मैं प्रॉपरली समझ लेना होगा. व्हेन इज द इंटरव्यू, नेक्स्ट इंटरव्यू?
Tomorrow.
टुमारो ओनली. ठीक है, मैं अभी थोड़ी देर में हम बता देते हैं. आई विल ब्रीफ यू स्टॉक मार्केट इन 10 मिनट्स. ठीक है, तो जिससे तुम्हें एक बेटर आइडिया हो जाएगा हाउ टू स्पीक देयर. वो मैं अभी कर लेता हूँ. ठीक है, जस्ट राइट आफ्टर द इंटरव्यू. ओके. सेकेंड जो है, जब हम तुमसे पूछे कि सीएफए को थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन करो, तो यू कैन टॉक अबाउट द इंस्टीट्यूशन दैट इज प्रोवाइडिंग this CFA certification and the basic curriculum, not the entire curriculum, and why it is actually important to do that. Like in India, CA is a very mandatory certification for someone to sign the audit papers of a company.
Hmm.
And there are many things which a company cannot do it by themselves. They will have to have CA in that. And financial reporting is something which is very complex, and if you have someone trained in financial reporting, so it gets better when you report according to the government compliances. So that's why CA is very important in India, and that's why its value for the CA is very high. So is there something which is same in line of CFA? Matlab, does American government also ask uh, audit audit papers to be signed by CFA? So you should know that also.
Hmm.
Because as far as I know, the multinational company which is coming from USA or other European countries, they hire CFAs also for their
Hmm.
financial statements and everything. So you could have talked about that, you know, the purpose of. The third question that I asked was, not third, MBA is sufficient or not? You could have said MBA is definitely sufficient, and you are doing CFA just because you have done a level 1,
Hmm.
and it is basically fortifying your knowledge of MBA.
Hmm.
So it will give you confidence, because anything that you want to do after your MBA is enough for that.
Hmm.
Rather than just research or teaching एक ऐसी चीज है, for that you have to go for PhD. Otherwise MBA is more or less sufficient for everything that you want to do after that. और फिर दूसरा क्या है कि जो अभी करंट के स्टार्टअप का जो वो है, चलो यहाँ पे आ गया, वहां पे ना भी आए इंटरव्यू में, तुम्हारे मेरे इंटरव्यू में, तो स्टार्टअप के इकोसिस्टम को थोड़ा पढ़ लो. ठीक है, वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. और दूसरा जो सर पूछे कि कंपनी इवैल्यूएशन के टेक्निक्स, तो मतलब बेसिकली देखो, नहीं भी आइडिया है ना, तो यू टॉक ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कि कितनी प्रॉफिट है, तो या कितना रेवेन्यू है. तो जैसे कई बार हम बोलते हैं कि इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉफिटेबल रेवेन्यू अगर आप पे है, तो उसका 10 टाइम्स इवैल्यूएशन हो सकता है. या फिर अगर प्रॉफिट है तो यू जस्ट काउंट कि एक साल में वो प्रॉफिट कितना, कैपिटल जो है वो एक साल में उतना इंटरेस्ट देगा बैंक के इन्वेस्टमेंट से, तो उसके हिसाब से हम इवैल्यूएशन करते हैं. जैसे मान लो कि बैंक ऑल टुगेदर 7% का इंटरेस्ट देती है, फिक्स इंटरेस्ट, तो 1 लाख रुपए उसमें 7,000 रुपये हुआ. तो अगर कंपनी की प्रॉफिट अगर 7,000 है, तो कंपनी हम 1 लाख में खरीद सकते हैं. मतलब दिस इज हाउ पीपल सी. एंड सिंस कंपनी ऑल्सो डिनोट सम ग्रोथ कैपेबिलिटीज, तो हम 1 लाख की बजाय हम उसको 3-4 लाख में भी खरीद सकते हैं, है ना, बिकॉज वो बढ़ भी सकता है. क्योंकि कैपिटल तो अचानक से नहीं बढ़ता. कैपिटल बैंक में तो उसकी वैल्यू 1 लाख ही रहेगी अगर एवरी ईयर यूर 7,000 रुपये अगर आप निकालते चले जाओगे. तो ये एक बेसिक तरीका है. तो अगर आपने टेम्पलेट नहीं भी पढ़ा है, आपने कोई तरीका नहीं भी पढ़ा है, तो कुछ तो बेसिक तरीका आपको पढ़ लेना चाहिए. और चूंकि इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग है ना, तो उससे इर्द गिर्द जितने भी टर्मिनोलॉजीज हैं, एक तो बहुत अच्छा वेबसाइट भी है जिसमें, या आप गूगल पे सर्च करोगे ना, इन्वेस्टमेंट बैंकिंग रिलेटेड ग्लॉसरी, तो 10-25 टर्म्स होगा ना, उसको तो पढ़ ही लो, ठीक है।
बट जेन्युइनली मैंने कभी वैल्यूएशन नहीं किया, मतलब ऑफिस में भी
कोई
कभी
बात नहीं
ऐसा
है, मतलब
कोई
उसको
कोई बात नहीं,
ये
वो
नहीं आया
अलग,
कि मुझे कहीं मतलब बहुत बेसिक मतलब क्लेरिकल वर्क था ऑफिस में, तो मैंने कभी वैल्यूएशन
कोई
एंड आई
बात नहीं
थिंक
उसमें, उसमें थोड़ा
सीएफए
ना,
में भी
क्योंकि चूंकि तुम
ऐसा।
आगे बढ़ना चाहते हो ना, इट्स नॉट अबाउट यू विल बी डूइंग व्हाट यू आर डूइंग राइट नाउ।
हम्म,
तो जब आप फ्यूचरिस्टिक सोचते हो, तो
हम्म,
आप फ्यूचर की चीजों को पढ़ते हो। अब जैसे एमबीए में ही सोचो ना, कि आफ्टर एमबीए नॉट एवरीवन गेट्स अ जॉब इन स्ट्रेटजी, है ना, इवन नॉट एनीवन गेट्स अ जॉब इन स्ट्रेटजी, but still we learn strategy as a core paper in MBA, because
हम्म,
probably after 10 year down the line, 5 year down the line,
हम्म,
you might be able or to मतलब get a position where you'll be having this role of making
हम्म,
strategies for company. तो
हम्म,
आपको बाद की चीजें पहले पढ़नी होती है, so that उस पे आप build कर सको अपने
हम्म,
learning को,
हम्म,
ठीक है। तो बाकी सर आप एक एक वो फटाफट हम इन लोगों का ना क्विक क्विक दे देते हैं उस पे स्टॉक मार्केट पे, ठीक है,
मार्केट का।
सो दैट एवरीवन कैन आंसर इससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस को। तो ठीक है, मैं इस वाले रिकॉर्डिंग को तो बंद करता हूँ,